Hi guys, so good afternoon and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 2:27 in the afternoon right now and today is sandali lang, August 13th, 2025 and it's Wednesday. So, yan. We're just doing the basics today. Actually guys, I'm still doing deep cleaning shit and my entire room, my house, and my files and all of those things. I'm still decluttering. It's not easy kasi meron din tayong some errands that we have to do on a daily basis. So, we're just going to continue, guys. Yung kahapon, we have here number 1. By the way, we're reading 270 and 271 of the book Mastery. This is just a continuation. The weather is weathering. The weather is a rainy day. And there's thunder and there's lightning and yeah. Take care guys. Make sure you're in a safe place. By the way, nakita ko yung I just saw random scrolling, I think there was 2 students that was like in a critical state. Nahulugan na talaga siya. Somewhere in Morato. Somewhere there. I used to be in those places a lot before. So, ang sad. Nakita ko yung student like, oh my God. It's so, it's tragic. So, I hope they are doing well. I don't know if they made it up. I don't know if they made it to the hospital. Kasi sobrang, ang random. I mean, there's a lot of tao. But, wala pa yung ambulance. Konti lang yung nakita kong part. So, I hope they are doing well. Ayoko nang nakakita ng mga ganun. So, Okay, number 1 na tayo. Get your one whole sheet. Just kidding, guys. So, first is connect to your environment. This is primal powers. Okay? Listen. Among the many feats of human navigation of the sea, perhaps none are more remarkable and mysterious than the voyages of the indigenous people in the area known as Oceania, comprising the islands of Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia. Taray, tinuro sa amin to before. In an area that is 99.8% water, the inhabitants of this region were able for many centuries to deftly navigate the vast spaces between the islands. Some 1,500 years ago, they managed to travel to several thousand miles to Hawaii, and perhaps at one point even voyage as far as parts of North and South America, all in canoes with the same design and technology as those of the Stone Age. During the 19th century, mostly because of Western interference and introduction of charts and compasses, these ancient navigating skills died out, and the source of their uncanny skill remained mostly a mystery. But in the area of Micronesia known as the Caroline Island, certain islanders maintained the ancient traditions well into the 20th century, and the first Westerners who traveled with them were astonished at what they witnessed. The islanders would travel in outrigger canoes fitted with a sail with 3 or 4 men aboard, one serving as the chief navigator. They had no charts or instruments of any kind, and for the Westerners who accompanied them, this could be a disconcerting experience. Taking off at night or day, there would be apparently nothing to guide them along the way. The islands were so far apart that one could travel for days without spotting land. To go off course only slightly, that would mean never spotting their destination and probably death. It would take too long to find the next island in the chain, and supplies would run out. And yet they would embark on their sea voyages in remarkably relaxed spirit. Wala lang. Because it's talking about the sea. Remember my friend? Si Roy. Tama ba? Roy. So, she is a sea woman. So, I hope she's safe and she's doing well. Kapag mga ganito kasi, we have a few times, So she's the type, these are quality people. Okay, so she's the type where you will meet, yeah, like in different walks of life. We had a good time and she had a good, experience that she's trying to sabi ko kasi I love traveling and she's been going in different places, so wala lang, nalala ko lang siya kasi nakakatawa din siya. She's funny also, and she's a good conversationalist. So the chief navigator would occasionally glance at the night sky or the position of the sun, but mostly he talked with the others or stared straight ahead. Sometimes one of the men would lie belly down in the middle of the outrigger canoe and report some information he had gleaned. So in general, they gave the impression of being passengers on a train, serenely taking in the passing scenery. They seemed even calmer at night when they were supposedly getting closer to their destination. They would become slightly more alert. I don't know if naririnig niyo yung kulog, but just so you know that I am alive. They would follow the paths of birth in the sky. They would look deeply into the water, which they would sometimes cup in their hands and smell. When they arrived at their destination, it was all with the air pulling onto the train station on time. They seemed to know exactly how long it would take and how many supplies were required for the voyage. Along the way, they would make perfect adjustments to any changes in weather or currents. Curious as to how this was possible, some Westerners asked to be initiated into their secrets, and over the decades, such travelers managed to piece together the system of the islanders' use. As these Westerners discovered, one of their principal means of navigation was following the paths of stars in the night sky. Over the course of centuries, they had devised a chart comprising the path 14 different constellations. Yan. Binibilisan natin guys kasi may tinatapos ako mga bagay-bagay. Okay? So, hindi ko pa siya nasisimulan. I have to transfer many files onto my computer. So, yeah. And I have to sort out many things. Kaya, we're in a bit of a rush. Okay, tapos mamaya may pa ako. May training session pa ako for tinuturuan ako guys. So these constellations along with the sun and the moon describe arcs in the sky that could translate into 32 different directions around the circle of the horizon. These arcs remain the same no matter the season. From their own island, they could map out the location of all the islands in their area by locating what stars they should be under a particular moment at sky, and they know how this position would change to another star as they travel toward their destination. So amazing. Yung mga ganitong anong term doon? Palakita. Yung palatandaan. Hindi, may term sila doon eh. So, pag yung nasa dagat, they have different on how they would know na malapit na sila or almost, or which direction to take, ganun. So the islanders had no writing system. Apprentice navigators simply had to memorize this elaborate map, which was in continual motion. During the day, they would chart a course by the sun. Toward the middle of the day, they could read the exact direction which they were headed in by the shadows that were cast on the mast. Okay? Again, ulitin ko, if you are given the time to take rest, okay, savor it. We're always doing something on a daily basis. Kaya kapag binigyan ko yun ng chance na magpahinga, do it. Do your job well. Take a rest. A good one. Okay, so at dawn or at sunset, they could use the moon or the stars sinking below the horizon or starting to rise. To help them measure the distance they had covered, they would choose an island somewhere off to decide as a reference point. By following the stars in the sky, they could calculate when they would be passing by this reference island and how much time remained to reach their destination. As part of the system, they envisioned that their canoe was completely still. The stars moved above them, and the islands and the ocean were moving toward and then away from them as they passed them. Acting as if the canoe was stationary made it easier to calculate their position within their within their reference system, although they know that islands did not move. After many years of traveling this way, they would literally experience the trip as if they were sitting still. This would account for the impression they gave of looking like passengers in a train, viewing the passing landscape. Their sky chart was complemented by dozens of other signs they had learned to read. In their apprenticeship system, young navigators would be taken to sea and made to float in the ocean for several hours. In this way, they could learn to distinguish various currents by how they felt on their skin. After much practice, they could read these currents by lying down on the floor of the canoe. They had developed a similar sensitivity to winds and could identify various winds currents by how they move the hairs on their hands or the sail of on the trigger. So amazing. Amazing yung ganong klaseng skills which you will only learn through experience. Kasi hindi siya hindi siya by the book. You have to actually be there and execute and feel it and immerse yourself from it. So may mga ganun guys, you'll only acquire those skills when you are into it. Gets? Okay? So, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. I will see you again later. Kapag hindi masyadong busy, maybe I'll see you right away.